the 5 Minutes to Easy Estate Planning video series. I'm Teresa Clancy. I'm an estate planning attorney. So, is estate planning on your to-do list? Well, you're not alone. 50% of us have not created an estate plan, but we know it's important, which is why we put it on our to-do list. But then somehow it just sits there, sometimes for months, years, even decades. And then we don't remember that we want to do it until we are hopping on an airplane, going on vacation, or heading into a medical procedure. And we vow we're going to do it when we get home. Then the cycle continues. And why is it that we cannot get that checked off our to-do list? Well, estate planning isn't our favorite thing to do on that list, and a lot of us just don't know how to get started. And with this video series, I hope to educate you so that you know the basics of estate planning, and you will also be able to identify the right path for your situation to move you on down to completion and checking it off your to-do list. And then you will learn 3 simple steps to take you on down that path so that you will feel closer to completion. And I hope to do that 5 minutes a day through a video series of 3 videos. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is an estate plan? Well, it's a set of legal documents that let you identify someone to make medical and financial decisions for you if you become incapacitated, and also to identify the person who's going to gather your stuff and distribute it when you die. That's called an executor. And identify the people who are going to receive your stuff when you die. Those are beneficiaries. And if you're the parent of a minor child, you'll be able to identify the guardian. So, what are those documents? Well, the one that everyone should have is called the Power of Attorney Healthcare. And that lets you identify someone to make medical decisions for you at your incapacity. That document is usually accompanied by what's called a living will, and that lets you identify what you want for end-of-life care. So basically, you want to receive a feeding tube if your prognosis is really bad. And I like people to have a third healthcare document, which is called a HIPAA waiver contact list. Because you only have one person in the seat at a time making medical decisions for you, but sometimes you want more than one person to be able to receive medical information. And the contact list lets you identify as many people as you want to be able to obtain medical information, but they don't have any decision-making power. And those documents are usually accompanied by what's called a power of attorney property document. And that lets you name someone to make financial decisions for you at your incapacity. But all those documents die with you, which is why we create a will. Because a will accomplishes 3 things. It lets you name someone who's going to gather your stuff and distribute it, executor, name the people who are going to receive your stuff, those beneficiaries, and then identify a guardian if you are a parent of a minor child. But a will might not accomplish all your estate planning goals. Because some of us, a goal is just to make things easy on the people we leave behind and avoid court and streamline everything. Another goal would be delay distribution so that young beneficiaries like our children and grandchildren don't inherit all our wealth at 18 years old. And some of us just want to make sure things are harmonious and we don't have feuding family members. Well, unfortunately, a will is not going to accomplish those goals because a will does not avoid probate court. What matters is what you own at your death, and 2 different types of assets will trigger probate court. 1 is any real estate, and 2 is any assets that are not beneficiary designated that are worth more than $100,000 altogether. So that will avoid life insurance and retirement accounts because we designate those with a beneficiary. It usually includes stock accounts, checking and savings accounts, businesses. So in order to accomplish those goals, we create what's called a revocable trust. And a revocable trust is basically a contract with yourself, where you're agreeing ahead of time for somebody to pay your funeral expenses, your income taxes, your bills, But then it also lets you set up a distribution to when people are going to receive your stuff, in addition to who is going to receive it. And then you can delay distribution to young beneficiaries. The Revocable Trust lets you gather all your stuff and put it in the trust and then avoid probate court. So you don't need a judge's authority. The trust is the authority. Well, I hope this video educated you about the basics in estate planning. And in the next video, we are going to be able to help you identify the right path for your situation so that you can get to the end and complete your estate plan and check it off your to-do list.